not readable.
Go to his house. Knock on his door. Hand him your papers.
Well, hello, I'm Gravedigger Dave, and this is Gravedigger Dave's Halfway House, a watering hole for the recently departed, your midway point between Earth and Hell. Although you look like you're about 3/4 of the way to hell already, don't you, my friend? Don't worry about that. Step on up, no judgments here.
What is this place?
I've already told you, this is Gravedigger Dave's Halfway House.
But what is it?
The Halfway House is small on the outside, but infinite on the inside, much like one's brain. Being inside of a space that functions like a brain can be a bit much to handle, especially for a brain like yours. But I can assure you, it's perfectly normal for one to be feeling the way that you look. It could be that you're readjusting to unreality. You see, right now we're somewhere between nowhere and everywhere. Not alive, but not in the afterlife either. We are halfway.
Halfway to what?
Well, me, I'm all the way to where I'm going. Halfway is where I belong. So I suppose you could say that I'm all the way to halfway. You, my friend, are halfway to somewhere, and your paper shall tell me where. Unsurprising, given the drill in your hand there. You are going directly to hell, pal. No doubt about it.
No, I'm not.
Beg your pardon?
I'm all the way to where I'm going. You're the one who's halfway between here and there, friend. Let me explain. There's been a bit of personnel turnover in the fire down below, and some folks aren't exactly thrilled with the job you've been doing out here.
It's all been a ruse then, and you already know about Gravedigger Dave's Halfway House.
Oh, it won't be Gravedigger Dave's for long, Gravedigger Dave.
Oh, what are you?
Oh, you know, familiar story. Fallen angel, banished to a miserable life on Earth. These humans are really disgusting.
Ugh, indeed.
And so I got myself killed and sent here to replace you as the caretaker of the halfway house. I've got nothing to lose. You, on the other hand...
Much to lose have I. But any chance to break up the infinite monotony of sending souls here and there and everywhere really makes for a happy day. So, a duel then, to see who is the rightful custodian of the halfway house.
The terms of the duel?
Righto. Methinks. Aha! It shall be a storytelling competition.
A storytelling competition. I was thinking more...
Your metal scraps hold no power here. What you don't seem to realize is that the halfway house doesn't contain anything material. I myself, in fact, immaterial. My essence is somewhere between existence and non-existence. I'm only here at all because stories have been told about me. As such, the only thing that the halfway house contains is stories. Infinite stories that go on forever and ever and ever, existing and unexisting in a void of unlife and undeath. The world's stories float all around us like sparks from a campfire. Every person who has ever lived has a few or more. And when a person expires, their stories stay here with me in the halfway house.
So you don't create these stories. You simply preserve them? Why bother telling stories that aren't ours to tell?
Ooh, great question. Why not pluck one and find out?
I bet they're asleep in New York. I bet they're asleep all over America. All the gin joints in all the towns in the world. See how you walk into mine.
Excuse me.
God damn, it's good.
The sign outside says you were hiring?
What's your name, son?
It's Oz.
Oz. And why would you want to work here, Oz?
I don't know. Because I need to pay rent?
Sorry, kid. Job's not for you.
But I want this job. The truth is, I'm a screenwriter. Well, aspiring screenwriter. I've always wanted to be in the movies, man. Ever since I was little. It's been the dream. Anyway, I'm new to LA. And I figure I work part-time while I write my first movie.
Interesting. Very interesting. When can you start?
Next week?
Tonight.
Wait, you mean like right now?
Yes. What else you got to do?
But what if there's a customer?
There won't be any customers.
But then why do you need someone to watch the store?
This is something, dear Oz, your generation will never understand. Look around you, Mr. Oz. Within these walls lies love over here, heartbreak, adventure, terror. It's all here. This is a sacred place. This is a fucking cathedral. And we are its custodians. Soul, my dear Oz. Soul is what keeps this place alive. Good night.
That was fucking weird.
Young man. Hey. How was your night, my sweet? Hey.
Let me out! Let me out of here, please! Let me out! Don't ignore me! Let me out, please! I know you see me! Please let me out! No!
Well, he did say he wanted to be in the movies.
Are you satisfied, my love? Wonderful.
The halfway house floats across a dreamscape of story. You see, real life is too complicated. It doesn't have beginnings, middles, or ends. Our speech doesn't fit into well-constructed little lines of dialogue. So, we manipulate real life into these neat little boxes that we call stories. Each one is its own universe, floating through a vast ocean of dream. And every universe is but a speck of dust, floating through the infinite space of the halfway house.
Sie sind tot. Bitte ziehen Sie ein Ticket. Bitte ziehen Sie ein Ticket. Bitte ziehen Sie ein Ticket. Bitte ziehen Sie ein Ticket.
Jetzt machen Sie schon. Wir wollen auch mal dran kommen.
Bitte ziehen Sie ein Ticket. Bitte ziehen Sie ein Ticket.
Vollidiot. Ich habe gesagt, du sollst das Flugzeug hochziehen. Hochziehen, oder kennst du den Unterschied zwischen oben und unten nicht? Alter, was ist das denn für ein Trip? Wo bin ich denn hier?
Und das gehört auch noch zu dem Trick.
Ist ja wohl ein schlechter Scherz, hä? Ich und tot, das ist ja wohl eine Frechheit. Ich muss dringend den Vorgesetzten sprechen. Dass ich wegen diesem Mist zu spät zu meinem Termin komme, das wird Konsequenzen haben. Das ist Freiheitsberaubung. Ja? Das ist Kidnapping. Und das ist ja auch klar. Dass hier kein Empfang ist. Und wie bitte sage ich jetzt meiner Sekretärin Bescheid, dass ich zu spät zu meinem Termin komme? Kann mir das mal jemand sagen?
Thomas Petersen, 41 Jahre, geboren in München. Korrekt?
Ja, das stimmt.
Todesursache?
Weiß ich nicht. Ich ging so die Straße entlang.
Finden Sie, Ihr Leben war lebenswert?
Das ist schwer zu sagen. Also ich finde aber schon,
In Ordnung. Wie Sie vielleicht schon wissen, besteht die unwahrscheinliche Möglichkeit, zurück ins Leben zu gelangen. Drehen Sie dazu bitte einmal am Schicksalsrad. Herzlichen Glückwunsch. Sie erhalten ein goldenes Ticket. Sie dürfen weiterleben. Bitte nehmen Sie den goldenen Ausgang. Der Fall aus dem Licht kann etwas zwicken. Ihre Erinnerung an die Zwischenwelt wird aus verwaltungstechnischen Gründen gelöscht.
Das können Sie mir glauben. Wenn das mein Anwalt erfährt, dann wird der Laden hier dicht gemacht. Das verspreche ich Ihnen. Ziemlich Glück gehabt, was? Moment mal. Wissen Sie eigentlich, wer ich bin? Ich sitze ganz oben im Vorstand der Europäischen Zentralbank. Und wenn ich hier bleibe, hält quasi die gesamte Wirtschaft in sich zusammen. Womöglich bricht sogar noch der Dritte Weltkrieg aus. Armut, Hungersnöte, Umweltkatastrophen.
Das klingt ja schrecklich.
Absolut, absolut. Und es liegt an Ihnen, die Welt zu retten. Tauschen Sie Ihr Ticket und alles wird gut.
Ich weiß nicht, ob ich...
Haben Sie Familie? Wenn Sie mir Ihr Ticket geben, werde ich Sie ausfindig machen und mit Geld überschütten. Sie werden sich alles kaufen können, was man sich auf dem Planeten leisten kann. Sie sind ein wahrer Held. Ich werde Ihnen ein Denkmal errichten.
Papa? Nein! Lara! Das darf nicht sein! Es darf sein!
You know, similar stories pop up again and again and again, indifferent to geography or even time. They all evolve off of one another, always changing, even if those changes are ever so slight. Your turn. Now pluck.
Алло.
Алло, привет.
Да, привет.
Ну чё, переехали?
Угу. Переехали.
И чё, как?
Вчера последние вещи разобрала.
Ну, поздравляю. Кстати, дети где?
Детей же я отвезла.
Отвезла?
У бабушки они.
Понятно. Где твой муженек?
Муж? Он же уехал.
Куда уехал?
Как куда? В командировку?
Слушай, тебе не кажется, что твой муженек стал часто в командировке ездить?
Ой, пожалуйста, не начинай, а?
А чё я такое сказала?
Я же попросила.
Мне просто за тебя обидно.
То, что я вышла замуж
Я вообще не понимаю, как так можно жить.
Подожди минуту. Дверца шкафа открылась. Прям сама по себе.
Как она сама по себе может открыться? Небось, сама открыла и закрыть забыла. Что ты гонишь?
Я закрывала.
Может быть, у тебя уже галлюцинации? Ну или склероз на крайняк.
Скорее всего, это усталость. Ладно. Я, наверное, спать лягу. Ты только не переживай. Пока.
Сделаю я.
Не надо.
Тогда умрешь и ты.
야, 뭐하냐? 나 밥 먹었으니까 치워라.
야, 나 좀 나갈게. 일이 좀 있어서.
So, what do you like to do with that little drill anyway?
I think you know the basics.
Ah, murdering guys. Should have figured. You know that if you lose here today, then the story of you and your little toy will join the specks of dust in here for all of eternity.
Floating all around like little wisps of smoke.
An honor, I'm sure.
For now, how about someone else's story instead?
How about it?
Karl, do you feel guilt?
I feel rehabilitated, if that even means anything.
Gotta be fucking kidding me. Well, I need to ask you a few questions, Karl, before we even consider releasing you into the care of your aunt.
I think that's a great idea. My sister Carol always wanted to get to know you better.
I understand.
You're really thinking about releasing him? After what he did?
Kevin, sit down.
Okay. Tell me about the fire, Karl.
Well, it was a long time ago, Doc.
You can't release this psycho motherfucker. Not after what he did to me. Okay, let's move on to next question. I would like to do some simple word association just to see where you are at mentally and if you are still hallucinating. Are you ready? Knife.
Blade.
Fire.
Smoke.
Father. Father.
Rapist.
Mother.
Savior.
Your mother had it coming to her, boy. Just like you did. You're a fucking coward for setting that fire and stabbing me in the back. I give you life! And this is how you repay me. With disrespect. All I wanted was a son that was strong. But instead, all God gave me was a little bitch. Karl!
I'll give you an answer, Doc. But I don't think it's the one you're looking for. You asked me if I feel guilty for what I've done. To tell the truth, I don't hold an ounce of guilt in me. I loved my mother, and he took her from me. Knowing that he's no longer walking this earth, that's my rehabilitation. That's what helps me sleep at night. But I have to say, and with all honesty, if I could do it again, I would. Just to feel that release one more time. Is that the answer you were looking for, Doc?
Which of your stories shall I choose next?
I prefer not to think of them as my stories. They can exist in realms other than this.
What other realms are there?
Well, the realm of memory is a fun one, but those stories are never told the same way twice.
The stories here are constants.
As if etched in stone.
So you're not the owner of these stories?
Oh no, simply their custodian.
And they're free to exist elsewhere?
Yes, but there's a finality here. When they exist here, they become permanent. No more changing each time they're told, no more floating off, and no more getting forgotten.
They're stuck.
Stuck.
北京交通广播。现在插播一条交通新闻。受到大众关注的远光灯交通事故案已经展开调查。据资料显示，受害人是被第一辆机动车的远光灯闪到眼睛后，瞬间致盲而摔倒，又被另一辆快速行驶的机动车碾压，受害人当场死亡。车祸现场血腥恐怖。然而，在车祸后又发生了一件更为令人震惊的事：受害人是被第一辆机动车的远光灯闪到眼睛后，瞬间致盲而摔倒，又被另一辆快速行驶的机动车碾压，受害者当场死亡，现场血腥恐怖。在车祸后又发生了一件更为令人震惊的事：受害者当场死亡，现场血腥恐怖。在车祸后又发生了一件更为令人震惊的事：在车祸后又发生了一件更为令人震惊的事，发生了一件更为令人震惊的事，发生了一件更为令人震惊的事，发生了一件更为令人震惊。
What about true stories? Do you have any of those in here?
What do you mean by true stories?
Stories that really happened, not imaginary stories?
Aren't all stories imaginary stories?
Not all.
I'm Brandon Cole, and I'm a paranormal investigator and horror filmmaker, originally from Grand Marais, Minnesota. I seek the darker things in life because I've always been fascinated by them, whether they're movies or actual paranormal stuff. That adrenaline rush, that need to go into the darkness and see what's there and what goes bump in the night. That has a very similar theme in paranormal and in horror movies. That's what it is for me. My dad had been telling my cousin some stories of this place called the Maple Hill Cemetery, which has been a haunted place, supposedly haunted in Grand Marais for years. You know, everyone's got their story about the Maple Hill Cemetery. And my stepdad was watching Ghost Hunters. I went, man, we gotta call these guys and see if they can come up to the Maple Hill Cemetery. My stepdad looked at me and said, why don't you do it? So I called a buddy that I knew had a few EVP recorders, EMF readers. A couple weeks later, we went up there, drive up there, and we're just kind of looking out the windows. And I saw something in the top of the trees, and I told my buddy, you know, get your camera on the treetops. And we catch this female voice. It sounds like it says, "You looked at me." Ever since then, I've been hooked. Despite tons and tons of really weird, almost horrific level things that happen there. Like, I watched a guy actually levitate off the ground, get smashed headfirst into a gravestone. I mean, something straight out of a horror movie. This is a graveyard in the middle of woods, a small town on the Canadian border in the middle of nowhere. What's so special about this place? And I've always kind of had that question. That's one of the things that draws me back. What's really going on up here? Even though I probably shouldn't be going back up there, something keeps driving me to do it. You know, paranormal's not a game. But there's a lot of people, and especially these days with all the shows on TV and stuff, they think it's a game, and then they get themselves into trouble with Ouija boards and things like that. So, you know, if you're gonna go out and do paranormal stuff, be careful, because you never know what you might find.
My name is Kelly Freeze. My husband and I bought the Palmer House in the very beginning of 2002. Little did I know that I was on the cusp of learning my own passion and purpose in life.
My name is Chris Schneider. When my husband was alive, we would come at least once a month. If you think of the spirit world as like a foggy, gray type of existence, the Palmer House is lit up like a beacon. So spirits do come in here. They come in, they visit. There are some that stay.
Just a plethora of, I'll just say, entities. There are things over the years that have happened enough that I would refer to those as residual, just imprints on the building. And they can play out at any given time. Every day is an adventure, every single day. You never know. The people that I do allow to come in and investigate, there's incredibly strict rules. I've said no far more times than I've ever said yes. This is not about a circus or a freak show. And you be kind and you be respectful, that's where you're gonna get results.
My name is Abnori, and I have been a paranormal investigator for the last 20 years across the Midwest, and specifically the state of Minnesota. Some places like to show off. The Palmer House was one of them. One of my favorite pieces of video was caught in 2008 by my team at the Palmer House, and it is through this French glass door. You see off camera from the shadows this dark entity kind of walk into frame, and it stops and it goes back to where it came from, which is really weird because as you watch it, it kind of evaporates as it disappears.
Almost every tour we do, there will be somebody that will end up having an incredibly intimate personal experience, and it's with one of their own loved ones. And then oftentimes they're confused with, well, why is my mom here? And I'm like, honey, they're with you. The difference is you came here out of your busy life and you sat up and you paid attention. What I believe my role is to create a safe place for them to figure that out.
Just little bits and pieces from the history of this place just start to sparkle and shine. And as the night went on, it just got more bizarre and weird, and you start to doubt your own sanity.
This is one of the safest places to come and learn about spirits because the people that are here will help you.
Your turn. Pluck a speck of dust.
Are you awake? Gretchen? Gretchen? I haven't slept since I was 17. Since I first saw the comet. I'm not an insomniac. I don't have trouble sleeping. I just can't.
See, I didn't see you come in.
Cynthia, sorry, I kind of slipped past you, I guess.
Are you kidding? I'm so happy to have the company.
We just got that book in yesterday. I thought you'd really like it.
Yeah, it's just what I'm looking for.
Sometimes I have hallucinations. I usually ignore them. But it's getting harder.
Hey! Go away! Leave me alone!
Thank you.
See, I'm bored.
I know.
I got some new material. You want to hear it?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Mm-hmm.
Hey. I'm Ethiopian, but my parents don't think so. Like, I try to connect with my dad. Like, I try to tell him, like, oh my God, it's so hard working in a diner. And he's like, oh yes, it reminds me of the time I was in a famine in Ethiopia. And it's like, so I don't connect with him at all. So I don't connect with a lot of Ethiopians. So I try to see, you know, black people in America. I try to connect with them. And they're like, nah, man, you ain't black. You Indian or something, but you ain't black, man. And I'm like, okay, fine, I'll go all the way to India. So I went all the way to India, and then they stopped me at the border, and they were like, I'm terribly sorry, sir, but India's population is at maximum capacity right now. You cannot come in. Perhaps try Pakistan.
Hello.
Hi. Hi.
Hey. Coffee?
Thanks.
So you couldn't sleep again, huh? What time did you leave?
Didn't want to wake you. Probably like 4 or 5.
You really should get that checked. I'm worried about you.
You know, probably just stress or too much of this.
I hate that I lie to Gretchen. I should tell them. They'd understand. But what if they think I'm crazy? That would fucking suck.
Did you hear? Huh? Of course you did. It's tonight. You should stay up and watch.
Really? You want to?
Yeah, I want to watch it with you. What's wrong?
Nothing.
Come on. We can stay up all night, watch the sunrise. It'll be romantic. Don't you want to show me something that you love?
Of course. I love you.
I love you too. Ooh, I'm so excited.
Sorry, she doesn't usually do this. Pancake, stop.
Sorry.
So is this where you come when you can't sleep?
Sometimes.
That lady seemed to know you.
What book did you get?
What? Everything okay?
Yeah. Hey, what if we're sleeping right now and this is a dream?
No. You're real. I'm real too, see? So, you come here often?
What a line. You trying to pick me up?
Yeah.
Lots of people staying up for the comet tonight.
Oh, so you actually have to do your job.
If I can remember how.
Oh, sorry. Will, this is Gretchen.
The Gretchen! Oh, hey! Nice to meet you! Nice to meet you! Oh
yeah,
my
you
god!
too.
I can't believe I finally get to meet you! Do you guys want something other than coffee? This is a special occasion, you know?
Apple pie? It's
It's
good.
oh yeah, it's really good. You gotta try it for sure.
Okay.
Yeah? Okay. Great. Apple pie for Z and Gretchen. Great.
So you two seem really close. How often do you come here, really?
I don't know, Gretchen. Just when I can't sleep. Maybe a few times a week. I promise I'm trying. I'm going to do something about it. I don't want to be like this. I don't want to wake up early and wander around alone. I want to be with you.
Then why don't you just stay?
Enjoy.
I'm so tired. How are you not exhausted?
I guess I'm just too excited to be tired. Come on. Hold on. What do you think?
Z, what is going on? You were running around and it looked like you saw somebody, but there was no one there.
I have to tell Gretchen.
I thought someone was following us. Because, you know, technically we're not supposed to be up here. I didn't want us to get in trouble.
After the comment. Yeah, I'll tell them after.
I didn't want us to miss it.
Okay, well, you scared me.
I'm sorry. Nothing's wrong. Okay? You know, Bell's comet passed by before. Almost exactly 10 years ago today. I saw it that time too. With my dad. We went out on the roof and waited for hours. It was so cold. Well, not Chicago cold, but like
nighttime, no sun, cold. It was so beautiful. It changed me. That sounds dumb. Look.
Please let this work. They deserve someone who can always be with them, who will sleep next to them all night. Someone who doesn't see things, who's not fucked up.
Hey, did you see that? Gretchen, did you see the lights?
They're flickering, they do that.
That was fun. But you were acting weird. Let's talk about that tomorrow, okay?
Hey, Gretchen. There's something I need to tell you. It might explain some things tonight and why I'm never here when you wake up. Please don't hate me for keeping this from you. I just didn't want you to look at me different. Gretchen? Are you awake?
I can see the next story almost as clear as day. It's not about something that did happen, but rather something that could have happened.
Perhaps it's a story about the way things should have happened.
Perhaps it is. Now pluck.
I never knew if he chose me or I him. He was just another body on the seafloor. But my spores found a new home, and they brought back life. I breathe out, and you exist. He fought to return to his world, powerless to escape his watery grave. He resisted his second chance, but life is life and cannot easily be refused. The creatures of the sea whispered my message of love. Follow me. Follow. For I am filled with life. Stay with me, and I will give you refuge. I feed my world with my bones for shelter. A bond formed between us, for me, and I for him. But I knew it wouldn't last forever. He dreamt of home. Faces now half remembered, but still longed for. I can live for as long as you'll let me live, and I have seen death again and again and again, though never understood what it was they fought for. Still, he looked for ways to get home, other travelers to show him how. But time is lost on the sea floor, and the path home already hidden. I can grow a garden across a graveyard, but could never bring his world back for him.
Some world that I could only dream. New colors bursting out of every scene. A hidden land for you and me. Imagination is the only rule. Mystery the only school. The flowers talk and trees can walk around. Sometimes our feet float off the ground. Are we living in a fantasy? I think we're living in a fantasy. Are we living in a fantasy? And I don't ever wanna leave. Are we living in a fantasy? I think we're living in a fantasy. And I don't ever wanna leave.
How desperate my urge to let life flourish. I swallow, my lungs rack, I gasp, my head throbs, my skin grows tight and close. He tries to preserve my beauty, capture my pain. I feel life torn from us as we heat and burn. And though we fight and we scream, our voices are lost in the deep. Our world is in flames. If they knew, if we could show them, if they could only understand. In his absence, we remember his legacy, his love for our world, never forgotten. And still I whisper, I can live as long as you'll let me.
That's it, Gravedigger Dave. I won.
How do you figure?
I told the best story.
And that makes you the victor?
Those were the terms of the competition.
No. Those were your terms. I simply said we compete by telling stories. You were the one who opted to place a value judgment on their quality.
How else would a storytelling competition go?
The halfway house only needed you to realize that it's all subjective, like truth and untruth. Quality and unquality are all in the eye of the beholder. There is no best story. There is no worst story. Every story is important to the one who experienced it. You have failed.
But I told the best.
You were playing the wrong game, my friend. But don't despair. Gravedigger Dave is all about second chances.
You'll give me a redo?
Yeah. But you'll be starting a ways back. See you in about 25 years, kid.
Kid?
It's best if you forget that you will not forget what happened soon. As in trashy slasher films, you're a victim